Hello and welcome to Last Week in Finance. Today is December 13 of 2020. Let's get to the numbers, shall we? The S&P 500 went down this week, almost 1%. Right now the S&P 500 is at 3,000 points, 663. It recorded a new market historic high this week, almost actually over 300 3,700 points over that mark. And of course, we have the typical roller coaster with the vaccine, possible stimulus checks, jobless claims, you name it. The DXY, the US dollar index, actually slightly up this week, 0.31%. Right now, the Dixie, the DXY, it's at 90.98 points. Gold actually made a push this week, almost as last week. The ounce of gold is at $1,838 per an ounce of gold, of course. Silver went down, slightly down, well, over 1%, 1.07% to be accurate. Right now, the ounce of silver it's at $23.95. Dr. Copper went down this week 0.57%. Right now, the pound of copper is at $3.50. Maybe indicating that will be a stall in the economic recovery. The West Texas crude oil went up this week actually 2.75%. Right now, the crude of oil is at $46.76. What does it mean that? Well, first, we're reaching winter, and the demand for crude oil is also increasing in this time of year, but is possible, that for one hand, it's signaling a slight recovery of the economy worldwide. By the other hand, might be that the oil producing countries are reducing the demand, the typical OPEC cartel play. The 10-year of the Treasury bonds right now is at 0.90%. Went down the yield, went down 7.22%. What does it mean? Of course, the bond is artificially low, at least the yield. Bitcoin, well, gets stalled this week. Right now, the Bitcoin is at $18,752 as I'm recording this episode. Went down 2.17%. What does it mean? Apparently, Bitcoin reached the previous ceiling from 2017 and doesn't want to go higher. Those people saying that Bitcoin will reach 100,000, 200,000. I mean, it's not. I'm not gonna discard that, but I think they're over exaggerating this thing, this bull market for cryptocurrencies. Apparently, well, not apparently, of course, it hit the previous ceiling of 2017. Maybe it will suffer a contraction or a correction market in the next couple of weeks. Okay, let's go now to the news. The jobless claims in the US went down from the previous tendencies of 700,000 right now. The last jobless claims report says it's 853,000. I mean, they're on the rise, and this is because the layoffs and the furloughs are still taking place in the US economy. What does it mean? Well, this recovery, quote unquote, is not going as planned. Remember, most of the jobs right now that are being created, they are not good jobs. They are just replacing the old jobs that we had prior to the pandemic and, of course, the quarantine. Right now, the new unemployment report says the US unemployment is at 6.7%. These jobs, there are 245,000 new jobs on the economy. And of course, let's take it with a grain of salt. We are just recovering some part of the jobs lost before, you know, this shithole economy with the pandemic started. Now, the main topic of this week was the couple IPOs. First of the DoorDash and the Airbnb as well. And of course, another freak show that we're seeing with those IPOs. I mean, because remember, an IPO, the original idea of an IPO is supposed to raise money for a small, mid-sized company who had a good business idea. They wanted to scale that business idea because it was profitable. That was, in theory, but we are not working with things in theory right now in the economy. DoorDash is a company who has raised billions of dollars for a very simple business idea, just delivering restaurant food. Why they need this huge IPO, I don't know. Well, I do know, but it's more complicated. Well, not as complicated as it seems. DoorDash, the last few years, is increasing their revenues, but at the same time increasing their losses. Of course, they got first a lot of money from venture capitalists, and right now with this IPO, the venture capitalists they just wanna cash out. I mean, they just wanna recoup their investment, make a profit, and that's it. There are no in this company for long term. I mean, DoorDash is not special. Uber Eats, Grubhub, all these delivery services do the same thing. Right now, the market cap for DoorDash is at 56 billions. Of course, that's crazy. The stock price is at 175, which is, of course, overpriced, and this is gonna go down. Of course, it has to go down. By the other hand, we have the Airbnb IPO. I mean, despite what you are listening to the news or media like this and content like this, I think Airbnb has a great business model, but it's already worldwide. It's a household name around the world. The thing is, with Airbnb, it has huge revenues. The profits aren't as good, and this is before the pandemic. What I'm seeing with Airbnb is why the fuck they have so many losses in the past few years. First of all, you're not putting the main thing, which is the lodging, the accommodation. Some hosts working with Airbnb is the people who are putting, the main thing, which is, the apartment, the house, the hotel, you name it. Airbnb is just putting, the the service, the what do you need by that? You need mainframes, you need servers, customer service people, and some marketing. That's it. For me, Airbnb is but organize their spending. Just need to cut their spending. I don't know why the hell are spending so much. The same thing. All these past 10 years, they have raised billions of money of venture capitalist money. They went public. Most of this VC money, they're trying to recoup their money, of course, make a profit. And that's why the Airbnb IPO went so high. Right now, the stock price of Airbnb is at close to $140. The market cap is at $83 billion. What I think is gonna happen, DoorDash, I mean, it's gonna happen something, they're gonna go down, they're gonna go bankrupt. I don't see other way for DoorDash. For Airbnb, if they get their thing together with their spending, because they are making revenue, it could become profitable in the next few years, but they have to do some damage control with the yearly expenses, especially this year with the pandemic, and of course, 2021 is not gonna be way better, but it has a slight, no, a very good chance to be a profitable company in the years to come. Okay, that will be all for this week. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.